Johnny Depp was engaged to almost all the women with whom he had an affair, but everything changed when he met Vanessa Paradis. When they were together, Vanessa and Johnny were one of the strongest and most mysterious couples in Hollywood. They delighted us with stylish exits, vacationed in France, and generally raised the bar of romance to a new level. Starting with how Johnny was stunned at the moment they broke up, and how Vanessa fell in love with him for years before they started dating. And ending with bizarre stories about why one of the strongest and most beautiful couples in Hollywood broke up after 14 years of marriage. About all this in today's video. Support the channel with a like and a subscription with a bell. Become sponsors of the channel by following the link in the description. Hello everyone. You're looking at Johnny Depp's files. According to legend, Johnny and Vanessa met in Paris in 1998, when the actor was filming The Ninth Gate. Their paths crossed when he was having dinner with colleagues, and she was sitting with a group of friends. Johnny was amazed by the sight of her back, saying that his life as a single man ended the moment he noticed Vanessa, her back, her neck, and then her eyes. She looked back and looked at me. It was pointless to fight, it was over. You have this feeling, I can't explain what it was, but I had it when I met her. I saw her on the other side of the room, and thought, what's going on with me? By that time, Vanessa had been in love with him for many years, succumbing to his charms when they met in his Los Angeles nightclub, Behind the Viper Room, in 1993. She remembers that first time very well. John didn't just shake her hand, and Vanessa thought, okay, that's it. He was so sweet, so different. He really turned out to be a good person. Vanessa just knew. He made a great impression on me, and during the years of my loneliness, he never left my thoughts, she said. Fortunately, they met again and had a whirlwind romance. Just 3 months after they started dating, she became pregnant with their daughter Lily Rose. And about a year after Johnny saw Vanessa's back, the couple welcomed the birth of their daughter. Johnny has always been open about how his fatherhood changed him, adding that he used to be obsessed with himself. And suddenly there was someone who depended on him. As soon as I took my daughter in my arms, it seemed to me that some kind of veil lifted, or the fog dispersed. I suddenly found clarity. I want to thank Lily Rose, I want to thank my son Jack, and especially their amazing mother Vanessa Paradis. The couple had a son, Jack, and they enjoyed a quiet life in the quiet village of Plan de la Tour in the south of France, near the center of P. The Pirates of the Caribbean actor constantly spoke about his devotion to a long-standing love throughout their relationship. Johnny even admitted that despite the fact that he was engaged to almost all the women he dated, everything changed for the better. Only when he met Vanessa. Sometimes when you're young, you hope that this person will be who you want him to be, the one you'll always be in love with. But sometimes you want it so much that you create something that doesn't really exist. The family did everything possible to lead a modest existence, hiding their lives from prying eyes as much as possible. And Vanessa even talked about how distance makes the heart more tender. We understand that if we want our relationship to continue, we must give each other space, allow each other to act independently, and trust each other. The personal life of their children has always been sacred to the famous couple. In 2000, Johnny warned the paparazzi to stay away, otherwise I'll bite your nose off. Johnny became the epitome of a clean, family-oriented person. He explained clearly what caused this transformation, the meeting with Vanessa. However, she denies that she has curbed the actor, instead claiming, "We have tamed each other." Although they lived together for 14 happy years, and were often considered one of the strongest couples in Hollywood, they never married. Both did not want to obey tradition. Marriage really is firm soul to soul, firm heart to heart. You don't need anyone to talk. "Okay, you're married," Johnny said. However, he said he wouldn't mind if Paradis wanted to get married, joked that it was because he didn't want to spoil her last name. "The thing is, I was so afraid of ruining her last name, she has such a good last name." For her part, Vanessa said that she is married more than anyone can be. They have 2 children. When they were together, they were one of the strongest and most mysterious couples in Hollywood, pleased us with stylish outfits, holidays in France, and generally raised the bar for couples around the world. Johnny and Vanessa have equally bizarre individual styles, which are partly rock and roll and partly vintage. It was always nice to see them together on red carpets. When Johnny and Angelina Jolie starred together in the film 2010 Year Tourist, there were many reports that Paradis wanted her common-law husband to refuse to participate in the film. Presumably, she didn't like some of the more explicit sex scenes. In the end, Johnny reportedly asked that one of them be cut from the film, but not because of the parade, but because it made the film cheaper. And in the 2011 year, rumors began to appear about troubles in the family. Many celebrity couples believe that they will cope with difficulties and stay together forever, but often this is not the case. Sources claimed that Johnny became restless and wanted to leave, while others claimed that Vanessa wanted to focus on starting her career after years of dedicating herself to Johnny and family. Paradis and Depp shocked the world when they announced that they had amicably parted ways in the year 2012, after Johnny's notable solo performance at the Golden Globes. Both have previously spoken about the strain their conflicting work schedules were putting on their relationship. As Depp said in an interview with Rolling Stone, "Relationships are very difficult. Especially in the hype that I'm involved in, because you're constantly away or they're away, and that's why it's hard." It wasn't easy for Vanessa, it wasn't easy for Johnny, it wasn't easy for their children. He later admitted that he tried to drown himself out as much as possible, as it was painful to part with someone with whom he had shared his life for 14 years. Vanessa was reluctant to discuss the split and bluntly told the French Ale, who said that artists should sell their soul, reveal everything about themselves. "It's my duty to promote this film and my albums, but can you imagine what it's like to see people doing business on your pain?" The French singer also hinted that the couple had problems from the very beginning, saying that sometimes you love someone very much, but it makes you unhappy, and you think that everything can change and everything will work out. One of the most ridiculous accusations was that Vanessa treated Johnny's mother terribly. At that time, Heather Russell was going through an unpleasant divorce with her nephew Johnny Billy. According to her, Johnny's final decision to choose his mother Betty Sue rather than Vanessa ultimately separated the couple. In an interview with Desan, Heather made her feelings clear to Vanessa. "I'm sorry, but she was real. This is what ended their relationship," she said. His mom Betty Sue would never complain to Johnny about Vanessa or to her face. She was always polite, nice and cordial with her, but she was much more honest with us. Johnny had a rather strained relationship with his mother. His father was absent for most of his life, and Betty Sue raised Johnny alone, working 2 shifts to feed the family. Unfortunately, the actor did not come from a safe house and did not have a safe home life. At his mother's funeral, Johnny Depp said that his mother was probably the meanest person he had ever met in his life. Earlier, Johnny said that his mother inflicted irrational beatings on him and threw objects at him. Sometimes it was an ashtray, sometimes a phone. However, he also hinted that it was her childhood that made her the way she was. It is relatively well known that Johnny became addicted to drugs as a child. Describing in detail how he became addicted to them, Johnny said that when he was only 11 years old, his mother often asked him to pick up her nerve pills from the pharmacy. He went on to say that he soon realized that the nerve pills actually calmed his mother's nerves. The boy took one of her pills and thus began to use. Later, he used drugs and alcohol only to numb the pain he experienced in his youth. During his formative years, there was no stability in his family, but the situation in the family turned Johnny into a more caring person than he thinks. As far as we can tell from the way his children turned out, Johnny succeeded in making them feel safe and loved. Even when he broke up with their mother. 22-year-old Lily Rose followed in her father's footsteps, starring in such projects as Yoga Nutya, Voyager Generation, The Idol, and the King series. She is also a Chanel brand ambassador. Jack, as a rule, keeps a low profile compared to his famous family. And Johnny said that he was very proud of his son, noting that he did not intend to become an actor, but showed obvious talent in other creative fields. My boy Jack has always been a very talented artist, Johnny told the Inquirer. He also plays musical instruments well, and I am very proud of him. Despite the sad breakup, Johnny and Vanessa worked hard to remain friends. And it is said that Johnny even once joined his ex-partner, her husband Samuel, for Christmas. He can't stop talking about their lasting friendship, saying that they are in a great relationship. And there is nothing strange or unusual about it. She's a wonderful mom, and a wonderful woman. If you love, you must love beyond what you consider love. I know it sounds like some kind of greasy truth, but you can't leave the ship. You have a couple of kids, and a woman who has been kind to you, so keep loving. As always, thank you for watching us. Share this video with your friends and on your social networks. Don't forget to subscribe and click on the bell if you haven't subscribed yet to receive more videos about your favorite Johnny Depp. Vladimir and Johnny Depp's files were with you as always. See you soon. Bye-bye.